Today I'm gonna introduce Earl Warren by Lindsay Young and then Cassie Kai. Earl Warren was born in Los Angeles on March 19, 1891. Throughout most of his childhood, he and his family lived in Bakersfield, and his father was a railroad employee. Warren attended the University of California, Berkeley. He was majored in political science. He received his BA degree in 1912 and his JD degree in 1914. On May 14, 1950, he was admitted to the California bar. After graduation, Warren worked in law offices in San Francisco and Oakland. In 1925, he was appointed Alameda County District Attorney, and he is the only person to have been elected to the governorship of California for 3 successive terms. In 1953, President Dwight D. Eisenhower appointed Earl Warren the 14th Chief Justice of the United States. President-elect Eisenhower promised that he would appoint Warren to the next vacancy on the Supreme Court of the United States. Landmark case. One of the first cases that he had to deal with as Chief Justice. Brown and Broad of Education of Topeka, Act 1954. Interesting fact. Education. University of California, Berkeley. Earl Warren was a prominent 20th century leader of American politics and law. Earl Warren was died in July 9, 1974, 5 years into retirement. He was died at Georgetown University Hospital in Washington, D.C. Landmark case, Plessy versus Ferguson case. In the Plessy versus Ferguson case, Homer Adolph Plessy and John Ferguson were involved in the case. Plessy is 1/8 black but legally considered black person. Ferguson was a local judge who ordered him in presence. This case happened the year of 1896. In the 1890s, the U.S. was a portion what historians would later call the nadir of race relations between white people and black people. The number of lynchings peaked in 1892 at 230 and continued at rates over 100 murders per year. Southern states invented new measures to disfranchise black people vote. The case was originated with Louisiana's infamous Separate Car Act of 1890s. In 1890, a new Louisiana law required railroads to provide equal but separate accommodations for the white people and colored people races. Outraged, the black people community in New Orleans decided to test the rule. A group of black people and white people citizens of New Orleans, Louisiana, formed a group called the Committee of Citizens in order to fight this law and get it repealed by the courts. On June 7, 1892, Homer Plessy, a 30-year-old shoemaker, boarded a passenger train of East Louisiana Railway and took a seat in the white people rail car. When he refused a conductor's orders to move to the colored rail car, Plessy was forcibly removed and jailed. Plessy argued that the Louisiana statute violated, among others, the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. After the state courts found the roller car statute to be constitutional, Plessy petitioned the United States Supreme Court, a case in which the Supreme Court ruled that segregated. Equal but separate public accommodations for the black people and white people does not violate the 14th Amendment. Plessy versus Ferguson case in which the U.S. Supreme Court on May 18, 1896, by a 7-to-1 majority, advised the controversial separate but equal doctrine for assessing the constitutionality for racial segregation laws. Established separate but equal, also known as segregation, to become the law in the United States. After this, Jim Crow laws, which were a system of laws meant to discriminate against African Americans, spread across the U.S. This is our works cited page. Thank you for watching.